There are a lot of things in Humblewood. What all is in there? It's a campaign setting, but there are also lots of player options.
The first half of the book is lore about the setting and then a ton of new player options. Something that's, I think, a little bit unique about Humblewood is that we treated it as a place that is its own world and ecosystem. You can certainly bring in the other humanoid kind of races from D&D, but we wanted this place to be uniquely animals and have its own feel, like those books and things that we loved when we were kids. And so it has 10 whole new races that you can play. So the core of them are the crow folk. They're clever. They sometimes think they're smarter than others. One of the sub races has the ability to basically assess a magic item and learn its abilities because they're just very keen at understanding the value of things, to sort of represent that magpie side of things. Then there are the Gallus. They are based on chickens, and they are exactly what you would imagine chicken folk to be, very hardy, salt of the earth types. One of the subclasses has the ability to actually speak with plants on a small scale, basically like run their hands through the grass and get an idea of who was there previously. The Luma are based on pigeons and doves. And so the Sable Luma are the pigeons, and they are about stumbling into good fortune a lot of the time. And of course they have um, resistance to poison so that they can eat garbage. And then the Sarah Luma are the doves, so they're revered for their songs and singing and beauty and things like that. The Raptors are eagles and hawks. They're going to make good hunters. They're going to make good rangers. But there is one that leans a little bit more to the seabirds. So if you want to play some albatross or something big like that. And then there's the Mistral Raptor, which are all about being acrobatic and flying in the air. And then
Nice.
the Strig, we mentioned them a little bit, and they're the owl folk. They are sturdy. They kind of come close to the dwarves of the setting because they tend to be good crafters and smiths and things like that. And then you can choose to be a burly kind of big barn owl or something a little smaller, with the swift strigs. So those are the bird folk. And
Okay.
then there are five humble folk to complement them. Humble folk cover every other type of animal that isn't a bird. The servan are the deer. They're long-lived. They're kind of older than a lot of the other Humblewood folk, and they are wary of change and new things. A lot of their abilities are about dodging out of the way and seeing danger before it comes in. We tried to avoid deer in the headlights references and give them a little bit more agency over that. And of course, you can be a pronghorn servant and have massive antlers that you can charge into people with, which I know a lot of people like. Then there's the hedge, which are our take on hedgehogs and porcupines. They're adorable, as you would expect. They do wear pants. It's much debated, but they do wear clothing. It's just very specially crafted. And they have an innate connection to the land, and they're often seen as like soothsayers and that kind of stuff. They've also got an ability to speak with bugs, which I think is amazing. They can just like whisper to little beetles and things, and get information. The Gerbine are our mouse race, heavily inspired in a lot of the art by the Jerboa with their long hind legs and really bouncy behavior. They know the benefit of working together. There's Gerbine families are huge, and so a lot of their abilities, they get to take the help action as a bonus action, for example, if you're a Gerbine, because they really know about working together. And then our second favorite trash animal, the raccoon, is represented by the Mophawk. Also resistant to poison, so they can be digging around where other people don't want to go. But their signature trait is scroungecraft, which is the early idea of more advanced technology coming to Humblewood. Humblewood is very much sword and magic kind of place, but the Mappak are so industrious and so clever that they've started figuring out ways to build things that kind of do things that you wouldn't expect, windmills and things like this. But then the Scroungecraft ability itself lets you basically, if you've got a bit of time, 10 minutes or something, you can put together any tool that you need. It just is one use. So if you need a hammer or a screwdriver, they can put one together, but you get to do it for one thing. So Scroungecraft is a really fun thing. And then lastly are the Vulpin, which are based on foxes. And some of these animals write themselves. We try to avoid too many stereotypes because we don't want to represent all Vulpin as all fox folk as sneaky and all raccoons people who live in the trash, you know. And so, but we lean on things, mythological things about the foxes, about them being artful and cunning hunters, and they've got natural weaponry in the form of their bite, and they actually have a little bit of access to magic naturally in the same way that a tiefling might, and so they can charm people and use the new ambush prey spell eventually. And so, yeah, we really wanted to make sure again that there was a diverse ecology to Humblewood, and we're still adding more to the roster, you know, in upcoming in new books. But yeah, yeah, we really wanted to make sure that you could immerse yourself.